Welcome back to part 15 with me, the Gobby Gaffer, and oh boy, what a journey we're on with Marseille over here in France. Today's episode, we're going to try and maintain our position at the top of the French league. Yes, we are back at the top. Very slim, but we are back at the top, and we continue our journey in the Champions League. And speaking of the Champions League, not going too well, I have to say, but like I've said before many times, I don't think we're ready for the Champions League yet. After that reverse against Bayern Munich, we then went into a playoff game against Real San Sebastian. It is two-legged. In the away leg, we lost 3-2. So it's still very, very close in that time. We still have a chance to go into the round of 16, but not ideal. We're not picking the points up. We're not putting the performances in. In the league, however, we're doing really well. I mean, Monaco, once upon a time, they would have beaten us handsomely, and we're now beating them 2-0, and quite easily, if I'm honest. The French Cup, 11th round, 2-0 winning that one. Havre in the league, away from home, a 3-0 win. And as much as I complain about my goalkeeping situation, we are keeping clean sheets. Well, we are in the league. And then the last league game was Strasbourg, and a nice 3-1 win in that one. So today we have two games. We have the return leg against San Sebastian. It is at home. And to be honest, I would expect us to turn that round. A nice 2-0 win in that one would do us down to the ground. And then we have another really important game against Lyon in the league. It is away from home, but all of the league games now between now and the end of the season are going to be vital for us to hopefully try and lift that shiny silverware and overturn PSG. Try and push them down into that second place. I don't think it will happen as we saw last season. We had a terrific season, and then just in the last few games we faltered, and PSG ended up in their rightful place, as we know, at the top of the league. So we've kind of failed. But we did have a great season, and for a club like Marseille, where we're doing very, very well. We're progressing in the Champions League. We're fighting tooth and nail for that top spot in the French league. And I have just done a little video on how to find potential wonder kids in the game, or in the console version. And then basically it's via, you go into player search, but you actually put, you stipulate young players that have got international caps. So obviously they're being recognised at a very early age as being very, very good. And this is another lad that came up, Torsten Schneider, 19-year-old Australian lad. He's a 6'3". He's got a jumping reach of 18, but he can't head a ball. He's only got 7 for heading. But he can tackle, 16. He's very aggressive. Expect a lot of yellow and red cards. We might have to put him on in some instruction not to go in too hard. But a very brave lad. And at 19, I think this lad will progress. And we did need a backup centre-half. We're all right for centre-halves. But what's happened is the game has noticed that I sold Alip, who never really played. And as soon as I sold him, the game then started injuring my centre-backs and my wing-backs. So it's curveballs, it's levels of difficulty. We've spoken about it before. But anyway, we do have a young lad in now, and he will get a bit of game time. He's going to come on in the later stages just to give my centre-backs a little bit of a breather. Quick look at the league table. Yes, we are top, and the PSG have been dropping a few points lately. One of the points, or the 2 points that they did drop, and I didn't really... when I was watching the last episode back, I realised that I'd skipped through all the games and PSG was in there. And we got a very creditable 2-2 draw against them. I expected to get spanked in it, and I didn't really pick it up and I didn't really speak about it. That was in the last episode. But they are dropping a few points now. And, we are 3 points ahead of them. Marginally better goal difference. Goal difference is 35. So, I mean, in many ways, I'm sure this goalkeeping situation, I think I'm going to have to stop focusing so much on the goalkeeper. I've got it in my head now that my goalkeeper's not great and he flaps, and I think I need to steer myself away from him because particularly in the league, we are getting quite a few clean sheets. His average rating is well over 7. I think he's doing a decent job. It's just that the match engine's not representing him very well. But with a goal difference of 35, obviously we're banging the goals in, but we're keeping clean sheets at the other end. PSG, however, have a goal difference of 34. And as we saw last season, one of the things that the game did, apart from having us drop points, was I think in 3 games, Paris Saint-Germain scored something like 15 or 16 goals. They were banging goals in for fun just to try and get that goal difference up in game. And of course, they won the league in the end. They won it by points. They didn't win it on goal difference. But anyway. Okay, all nicely caught up. We have this really important game in the Champions League now. It's not important for shiny silverware. We're not going to win the Champions League. But the further we get in the Champions League, as I've said many, many times before, it's all about this. It's all about the dosh. It's all about getting those millions of pounds in that will hopefully, eventually, turn the tide. So when I go to the board and say, can I have a bit more money, please? They'll actually say, you know what? You've done really well. You've progressed well in the Champions League. You've brought us a lot of money in. The bank balance is looking very healthy. We'll give you some more money. At this moment in time, it's still not happening. And like I say, the cogs are a-whirring. But the one thing that's keeping me kind of grounded here in Marseille is the fact that I've signed these young kids who I think will progress very, very nicely. And I would like to stay here to see how they progress and see if they, become 4.5, 5-star players in the future. The problem with that is it's going to take 4, 5, 6 years for that to happen. So whether I'm prepared to stay around that long, I don't know. Anyway, like I say, I am waffling and they don't call me Gobby for nothing. So we're going to get into this return Champions League game against Real San Sebastian. We'll see you in the dugout. Okay, we're going to put out what I think is probably the strongest team I can possibly put out. We've got Erbig in goal. He is back to being a sweeper keeper now. I'm going to stop fiddling with a goalkeeper and I'm going to stop worrying about him. On paper, he's a brilliant goalkeeper. So I just need to stop worrying about him. If the match engine shows him flapping around, then we probably just have to ignore it. It's not the greatest, when you see a player performing really badly in the match engine. But you have to look at the stats. We're keeping clean sheets in the league. He's got an overall rating of over 7. So he must be doing something right. The back 4 of Merlin, Silla, Baidu and Gendre. The midfield 3 are Bernabe, Ketchta and Pukstas. The 2 behind Vitinha are Sebastian and Eze. So I've told the lads today in the dressing room just before they came out that this is, obviously, progressing in the Champions League is brilliant, but they should also be aware that the club finances are very, very important. When they come knocking on my door and say, hey, boss, I'm doing all right, can I have a wage rise? The club finances are very important. So sometimes it becomes more about just winning for the glory. It becomes about winning for the dosh, basically. So I've given them a little bit of a speech before the game, and hopefully they'll go out there and do the job. Okay, Real San Sebastian do get the first highlight. And of course we need at least a goal to get back into this game now. So with Merlin there, picks that ball up nicely. No, he doesn't. And a little bit of buffoonery. Vitinha put the ball in the back of the net and he chips it just over. And that is so un-Vitinha-like. 4 shots, 1 on target at the moment. I'm not sure what happened there, Vitinha. He seemed to lose his head right at the last second. It would have been a great goal if it had come off. It would have looked brilliant, as though he had the coolest, calmest head in the world. Unfortunately, it didn't. And Vitinha again now has had 2 bites of the cherry and he's put that one well wide. Okay, over to San Sebastian now. Ball into the box. Pukstas there does some nice work. Bernard is going to try and chase this one down, but I don't really think he's got the legs to catch up on their defender. And a little slipped ball there. Seems there's a lot of buffoonery going on in this game. The ball is being given away all over the shop. Vitinha now, get back in the box. Merlin down that left-hand side. Just slide the ball through. No, and he's given the ball away at the last second. Merlin does pinch the ball back though. This is one of the weirdest games I've seen recently. Gendry there with a shot that gets... Was that tipped over? I can't believe the transitions in this game. It's just unbelievable. Certainly not ideal. We've got to half time. Vitinha had those two really, really good chances. Could have put us in the lead, and he hasn't done. And I have a feeling I might bring Amayo on the up front just to see if he can do a little bit better. Although I've just noticed I was playing Vitinha as an advanced forward, and his preferred position is pressing forward. Maybe that was my fault. Sometimes you have to take it on the chin. But anyway, Amayo comes on up front. He has been doing okay for us. He certainly knows where that white thing goes, a white round thing. It goes between the two white sticks. So let's see if he can do it in this second half. San Sebastian have not been in this game at all. 9 shots, only 1 on target though, and that probably tells the tale of the first half. Merlin with an absolute terrific shot. And puts the ball in with his left foot, and that was an absolute belter. Brings us back to 3-3, and I wasn't really prepared for that then. Merlin, he's standard throw in there to Bernabé, but then he just takes the ball into the penalty area and smashes it past the goalkeeper. And 10 shots, 2 on target, and San Sebastian now are on the ropes. I think, hopefully, they're on the ropes. They've done nothing in this game whatsoever, and we look the much, much better team now. Bernabé, another ball out to superstar Merlin on this side, inside to Sebastian. What's Sebastian going to do with this one now? Oh, Sebastian now! He says whatever Merlin can do with his left foot, I can do with my right. And he puts an absolute blockbuster into the top corner. And we're 2-0 ahead. And I don't know whether that's substitution at half-time. I did give them an angry. I didn't speak about that. Yeah, we did have words. But oh my word. And to be fair, you know, if you look at the match engine representation of their goalkeeper there, he didn't look that great, did he? Right, this is a difficult time now. We're winning 4-3. Do we go to a low block? Do we stay on attacking? We're winning 2-0. Loose ball there. Catched it inside. Sebastian, nice ball. Back to just past the post. And we're really now dominating this game. 50 minutes on the clock. It is a corner. Eze is going to float this corner into... He's actually going to take it short. Sebastian there. Oh, these lads. You know what? That team talk I gave him before the game is really working now. We're actually looking like a team who want to, well, earn a little bit of extra dosh, because they all might get a pay rise after this. And this is a terrific performance. Sebastian there with his second goal of the game. 13 shots, 4 on target, an XG of 1.38. And well, San Sebastian, I think they're still languishing in Spain because they're just not turned up in this game at all. So San Sebastian there trying to build something, but once again a loose ball through there, Sebastian. And oh, Amayo there could have put it 4. I mean, we could have been out of sight then with that. Our strikers have definitely not been on form today, and it's been left to the midfielders and a wing back to do the business. Merlin now must get man of the match, I'm sure, after this. Puchtas, Ketchta, and we need to be thinking about some substitutions. Nice little touch there from Eze. On to Gendry. Can Gendry do something off that side? Amayo doesn't pick that ball up. San Sebastian now. Can they mount something that looks more like an attack? Hopefully not. We're playing very well, and once again, Ketchta just stronger, fitter, more determined, wins that ball for us. Silla now, a lovely ball out to Merlin. Merlin playing down this side. I keep thinking he should buy another wing back, play him as a winger, but it probably would detract from his game. Gendry on that right hand side slides the ball inside to Bernabé. Is he going to have a punt? Ketchta, the ball's in the back of him there. It's 4-0, and all the memories of that first leg where we got beat 3-2 in Spain, and I did have my head in my hands a little bit because I thought, you know what, Real San Sebastian, the team that we've got now should be beating them, and we actually conceded 3 goals, and I was a little bit despairing because I thought 3-2 down, can we pull that round in the second leg? Well, we've done it with bells on. We're 4-0 ahead, and we are now going into the next round of the Champions League. Okay, 4 changes. The young kid Moran has come on as the ball-winning midfield player. Schneider, our new 19-year-old centre-back, has come on, and both wing-backs have been changed. I do like to change them if I've got the option. So Bitsiabu and Holm have come on in the wing-back roles. So 73 minutes now, we do have a free kick. It would not at all surprise me if we didn't get another couple of goals in this game. We look absolutely on fire, and well, Real San Sebastian are looking a very, very poor outfit. How they scored 3 goals against us in the first leg, I literally have no idea. 17 shots, 6 on target now, an XG of 1.68, 1.7. So another loose ball there from San Sebastian. We picked that up nicely at the back. Ketchter, who's had a very, very good game as well. Back to Baidu. Ketchter to Banabi in midfield. And, well, we're just playing the ball around now. There's about 10 minutes of the game left. We don't need to bust a gut. In fact, I probably should have gone to a cautious mentality. Just slow us down a little bit. We don't need to, like I say, Eze now chips the ball into the back of the net. And that was as nice a finish as you're likely to see. 13 goals for the season now for Eze. What a great signing he's been. Unfortunately, he is going into his 30th birthday. I would have preferred if we could have picked him up 25, 26. So I don't think Eze is going to get any better. But you know what? We'll take Eze as he currently is. And San Sebastian there with 1 shot in the game. Very, very poor. And I do complain a lot when the match engine shows my players just giving the ball away all of the time. San Sebastian have done nothing but. Every time they've had the ball, they've just given it to us. An absolutely shocking performance. 5-0 full time, 7-3 over 2 games. What a brilliant performance. And of course, we are delighted with that. And we go now into the last 16. And I think that may be where our Champions League campaign runs for this season, because there will be some very, very tough games in the last 16. Okay, back to the bread and butter, and it's a league game against Lyon. We need to win this game again. We need to win all our league games now. We don't want to have a faltering end of the season like we did last season. We just need to match or better PSG's results now. 3rd place again, they're drifting away. We've got so many points on the board. It's just between us and PSG. Can we do it? We'll see you in the dugout. Okay, a couple of changes for this game. Griffiths and Ibrahim come in. A couple of young lads, but, you know, potential wonder kids there. So the team is Erbig in goal, back 4 of Merlin, Silla, Baidu and Gendry. The midfield 3, Banabi, Griffiths and Puchtas, who has amassed quite a few yellow cards, and I think he'll be out of the team for a few weeks after this game. Sebastian and Ibrahim just behind Vitinha up front. So only 4 minutes on the clock, and Merlin is slightly injured. So Bitsiabu, I've had to make a sub within 5 minutes. Not ideal, if I'm honest. So a bit of a Champions League hangover going on here, I think. The game looks very, very flat. Well, when I say it looks, that's the first highlight we've had in the first half an hour. So not going great, if I'm honest. So working hard again there in the midfield, just like we did in the Champions League. Sebastian's shot. He ends up in the penalty area with the ball, and that looks like a terrific save. Close range save. Sebastian now taking the corners. Eze, of course, is not in the side today. Well, not in the starting 11. Ibrahim, the young kid, what's he going to do with this? Nice ball to Manabi, Silla, Baidu, Puchtas. Puchtas has been a real revelation for us, on loan from Nice, and looks a very, very good player indeed. So we are going to say we're disappointed. We should be winning this game, really. I think probably tiredness is not our, it's not doing us an awful lot of good. This. Let's have a look what we can do here. I think we probably will put Ketchta up for Sebastian, who is looking very, very, very tired. Banabi in midfield as well, looking very, very tired. Not quite sure what we can do there. I think we might just leave it at the 1. So we kick off the second half. 6 shots, 3 on target. XG is very low though, 0.65. But Leon now once again coming through in the and there again you see. Oh, the flag's up. It's all right. Everybody settle down. It's fine. The referee, I think, it's going to go to VAR this, but the linesman did have his flag up, and it has been disallowed. Breathe a sigh of relief with that one, because I don't think the way that we're playing in this game, we would have actually come back from that. 60 minutes, we are looking very flat in this game. We've gone to 2 strikers now, and Amayor has come on as the advance forward. So we've got 2 up top. Moran has come on as the defensive midfielder, taking him off ball winning, just trying to get us a little bit more adventurous, if you will. Would have liked Merlin to be on that left side. I don't think Bitsiabu is, he certainly can't do what Merlin does on that left hand side. So let's see if we can nick this all important winning goal. So 70 minutes before we get the next highlight, can Ibrahim put that ball in the back of the net? It's hit the post, and that bounces fortuitously there, and doesn't end up at the foot of one of our strikers. We do seem to be piling a little bit of pressure on now, which you would expect. Moran, nice little dink ball to Ketchta. Bitsiabu there fires the ball over the top, and this game's looking like a 0-0. Last 10 minutes of the game, Sands has come on at right wing back, and I have gone very, very attacking in this game now. But it looks very much like we're not going to get the points out of this one, and I fear with... Oh, look, come on! Oh, my word. Yeah, I don't know. When stuff like that happens, you kind of think the game is against you. PSG, I think, are playing RC Lens. They more than likely will get the 3 points. And we've dropped 2 points there, and that is very, very poor. And we are going to give them an angry for that. That is not on. But wonders will never cease. Paris Saint-Germain only got a draw at RC Lens. So maybe that draw wasn't too disastrous after all. And just before we go, quick look at the finances. We did receive $8.5 million for progressing into the last 16 of the Champions League. So those 2 games, normally for a win in the Champions League, you get $2.4 million. For winning that little, home and away battle, $8.4 million. And we're now up to just under $80 million in the bank. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm sure even if we get beat in the next round, we will get some more money now, because basically there's like a Champions League pot of money, and that gets divided out once the Champions League is done and dusted. So we will get some more money from the Champions League. Okay, exciting times here at Marseille. We're still top of the French league, courtesy of that PSG draw. So we're doing all right in the French league. We do need to step it up, however, and it's always like it's a double-edged sword, isn't it, with the Champions League? It's great to be in there and getting the money, but then you have to suffer these Champions League hangovers, which was definitely a thing in that last game. We certainly didn't look at the races at all. And like I said, we are going to need to win all of our remaining games in the league. If we win them all, then we'll be champions in France. But we need to do that, don't we? Okay, well, the Champions League has not been drawn yet, and as soon as it's been drawn, I will be back, and we'll definitely watch at least one of those Champions League last 16 games. Very exciting stuff. We'll see you very shortly.